Hello and welcome to the After Credits podcast. That's the first time I've ever said that because typically our main host Ryan says that. But unfortunately, he's on holiday. Unfortunate to me anyway. And also, Robert's down with some virus or whatever. So I'm alone today. So anyway, the plan is, well, the original plan was to talk about Beetlejuice and how it like lines up with the new film coming out. We're going to talk a little bit about other films that we've seen, but we're just going to leave that for next week because that's when everyone else is going to be back. Um, we're going to be talking about Romulus as well, Alien Romulus, which to me might be the best film this year. I'm not a big fan of the Alien franchise. I say that I've only seen like two of the films, so I can't really judge it. But I've really loved the first one. But so yeah, we're going to talk about Romulus next week. Talk about probably Beetlejuice next week as well, and whatever else we have got planned. But today we're just going to talk about what's happening in bloody 2024 because there's a lot of stuff. There's still we're halfway through the year pretty much, a little bit over halfway now. But we still got a lot of films coming out, and I kind of want to discuss them. Just to fill it this week. Um, as of now, Sonic 3 just had their trailer, so I think we're just going to talk about that to begin with. Might as well. It's the talk of the town right now, so 2 secs. Lovely. So, yeah, that trailer though freaking looks sick, doesn't it? From my point of view, the first film was pretty decent. I didn't love it, but it was a really good video game film for what we considered to be a video game film at the time. Probably its best of its kind when it first came out, honestly. Um, from my take, I think it was good news from the start because if you take your mind back in that original trailer, Sonic the character looked like ass, and they changed it. They changed to look like the actual video game character. So that's kind of like put everyone in its good graces, give trust to the company. I think it's Paramount that makes it, I believe. Um, so then from then on, I feel like we just got a loyal fan base for the Sonic franchise and the films mainly because of that decision. So then Sonic 2 comes out, to me, way better than the first one by like quite a bit as well. It just felt like more of a video game film. Like it felt we went into the Sonic world a little bit more. Obviously, I've got Knuckles, who's my favorite Sonic character, so that's a little bit biased there. But if you don't know, in the post credits, Shadow shows up, and that directly sets up Sonic 3. So yeah, we get Shadow in the trailer. Looks sick, voiced by Keanu Reeves. If you didn't know, um, honestly, it's a little bit jarring to hear him because I'm just used to Shadow sounding a little bit different. I can hear Keanu Reeves in Shadow in the trailer, so I don't know if I'm sold yet. I'm sure the film is going to convince me that he's good, but maybe it's just because I've seen Keanu Reeves in so many other things like John Wick and Cyberpunk and like Matrix and stuff. So I'm just so used to him in other things. Whereas like Idris Elba, I've not seen too much of his big stuff. Like the stuff he's known for, I've not typically seen. So it's less like jarring for me. Whereas Ben Schwartz, who does Sonic, I think he's perfect, and Tails as well, perfect as well. So yeah, the big talking point Shadow. I reckon we're gonna get some. The thing I liked about the trailer the most was the little part where it kind of goes into about the differences between the characters, the differences between Sonic and Shadow, where so like they mentioned, Sonic grew up with a good childhood, in the sense of he was brought up with love and friends and family. People loved him, took him in, you know. Uh, naming like what's the guy's name? I don't know. I don't even know the guy's name. Honestly, I don't care about the freaking uh human characters, but uh, what's his name in it? Is it Tom? We're just gonna call him Tom. Um, I've completely lost track of what I was saying there. Yeah, like Tom took him in, he's a bit like a big brother to Sonic, kind of brought him into his family. Whereas Shadow doesn't seem to have that. He's probably been like tested in labs and, picked apart by scientists and stuff like that. So he's probably not got a good view of humankind and stuff like that. To me, as a Pokemon fan, it kind of reminds me of the Mewtwo movie. So I'm all down for that. If they take a similar dive into that, I'm all for it. If you know that reference, you know. If you don't, you don't. I might rewatch that film just to talk about it on the freaking diary. Listen up, Ryan and Robert. If I'm gonna be pitching it, I'll be pitching it. But anyway, So yeah, I think it looks sick. I think the CGI looks as good as you're going to get. I think it looks as good as the last couple of films, if not a little bit better. I'll never thought it was like stellar, but it's like good enough, you know. It's like with modern Hollywood, it's kind of like the best you're going to get. I do like the designs of all the characters though. I think Shadow looks sick. Like we're all like people my age grew up with Shadow as like the sort of cool, edgy Sonic. We didn't grow up with like we don't have that nostalgia of just like before Shadow was always Shadow for us. So he's always been like the cooler version of Sonic. Um, so every time I got the chance to play a character, always Shadow. However, Knuckles is my favorite. But another talking point, Jim Carrey's back, and not just as Dr. Eggman, but as his dad, it looks like. So he's played two characters. I do find it hilarious that Jim Carrey just refuses to like give a shit about Hollywood. However, he is so down to do these Sonic films. So to me, that just says a lot about the Sonic films that he seems to actually have a good time filming them, which is kind of obvious based on performance and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess the main discussion here is what's it going to make in box office? Because if I just do a quick little Google, I'm pretty sure the first Sonic made, I'm going to guess maybe, I'm going to guess 600 million, right? Let's see how good I am. Let's see how good I am with this. The first Sonic, oh, not that, oh, way less than that. I made 300 million. Saying that, it did come out in 2020. Not a great year for films because COVID and all that shit. So I imagine whether it was on Netflix or whatever streaming service it was on or Prime, I'm assuming it got more of a more of a viewing on there. Because when we go to see Sonic 2's box office, that's like 400 million. I was spending way more. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But I'm gonna place down a bet. I reckon. Oh, I don't know. I reckon Sonic 3 is gonna do better than Inside Out 2. Now, Inside Out 2 made 1.6 billion in box office this year. Crazy, because to me, I think it's a very average film. I think it's good. It's average though. It's very much just like the first film, which I really enjoyed. But I didn't really do anything different. I don't think it deserves that number 10 spot in the overall box office. Um, where Sonic 3, I don't know, man. Like, people are excited. People love Sonic. Kids love Sonic. Adults love Sonic. It comes at like near enough Christmas week pretty much. So I think it's got a good chance, you know. So I'm looking forward to Sonic 3. I think everyone else is looking forward to Sonic 3, but I think we'll just move on from there. I kind of made all my points. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else in the trailer that specifically stood out for me, but I think the main thing was Shadow. We got to see Shadow. We got to hear Keanu Reeves. I think we're all happy about it. We're all excited. So anyway, we're going to move on to Transformers One. I'm going to stick to sort of the kids or animated films right at the moment, just to kind of keep it all genre based. Um, Unlike Sonic 3, I'm not excited for this film because I think it looks terrible. I think the trailers have done a pretty bad job. I don't like the vibe of the trailers. I don't like the look of the film. The animation doesn't sell me very high. I don't like the voices that the characters have. I don't like the writing. I don't like the jokes. I don't like anything, guys. So I'm going into this film. I will see it. I'm going to see it. I'm going to like see everything, but I'm going into this film with very low expectations. So, but the same thing happened for the last Transformers film live action. What was it called? Bloody Rise of the Beasts. I thought it was going to be an absolute shit show because I thought the trailers looked ass, but I actually came at that film thinking that was one of the best Transformers films we've ever had. Not that it's got a high bar, but it's up there. It's probably top three. I don't know where a bit in that top three is, but it's probably in the top three of the live action ones anyway. So yeah, I'm not excited. We got like Chris Hemsworth in it. Yeah, I don't like it. I like our original Optimus Prime. I like him. I know he's getting old, but I don't know, man. Chris Hemsworth isn't the guy. I don't think. I love Chris Hemsworth, but not Optimus Prime, man. I don't like the story of like, oh, we're gonna learn how to become Transformers and stuff because it's just so basic. It's like, tell something else. I feel like that's just the typical crappy origin story that we get nowadays. Like we get so much of that crap. I'd rather just like be in the world. Like let's not learn how we got our powers and stuff. Can we just already have it and like grow from there, kind of thing? I don't care about the Transformers before they can transform because that's literally in their name, you know. So again, some people might disagree. That's my take on it. Um, yeah, that comes out what September, I believe. I'm just gonna have a little quick look. I've got my freaking information up here. Yes, it does September. It says September 20th, so it's coming out pretty soon. So happy days. Not happy days because I don't think it's going to be very good. But we're going to move on. Wild Robot. Now I've got mixed feelings on this film because when I first saw the trailer, which was I think when I saw it Inside Out 2, I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. I think the animation looks great. I think the visuals look great. The cinematography looks great. Everything looks great. The music was great. I loved the first trailer. However, I saw the second trailer and there's a voice acting in it, and I kind of took me out of it because I kind of liked the idea of it being like a Wall-E-esque type of film. There's not a lot of dialogue, maybe little bits of, whatever, but not full-on dialogue conversations with like talking animals and stuff like that. That kind of took me out of it. It seems very Disney, which isn't a bad thing, but I just liked it being its own unique little film. I see. I work at the cinema, and they're advertising the absolute shit out of this film. So I don't know if it's going to do well in box office or not. I feel like people kind of know about it, but I don't think the general public will know about it. So I don't know how well it's going to do. Um, I imagine kind of mid. I'm still surprised that the other two Sonic films didn't make more money than that because I remember working those days, and those days were packed, more so than like Inside Out 2. So who knows? Anyway, um, no, I want this film to be good. I think it's DreamWorks that's making the film. DreamWorks for me hasn't had a banger in a wee while. I don't even know what the last best film that they did because I know Kung Fu Panda wasn't very well received. I hadn't seen Kung Fu Panda this year. I was a little bit ill when it came out, so I kind of missed that sort of era of film. So yeah, I don't know. I hope it's good. I hope every film's good, but I specifically hope this one's good. I like the concept of merging sort of man-made cybernetics with nature. How do they blend? I like that idea of a story. Um, it kind of gives me Avatar vibes in the sense of like all this like spaceman comes to this nature planet, you know. So it's gonna be an interesting concept. Um, I just I just wish there wasn't the voice acting. I would have preferred just like a like I said a Wally type of deal. But anyway, I've got big opinions on the next film. We've got Mufasa in December. Is it early December or no, it's all comes at the same time as Sonic. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting because the Lion King film before 2019 made a buttload of money, so that's gonna be an interesting little competition we've got in December with Sonic and Mufasa. Mufasa now, if you know me, if you've seen my top five films of all time, Lion King is up there. I think it was number three that I put it at. Don't know if it'd still be there, but it's probably there because it's my favorite childhood film in the sense of like animated Disney. I think it's a perfect film, nothing wrong with it. Literally no flaws in my opinion. Um, However, and well, saying that, I enjoyed the remake because it's essentially the same film. I don't like these opinions where if it's the exact same film, you can't, or at least for me, you can't just shit on the whole film because it's still the same story, still the same characters. Nothing's really changed, so you still have to appreciate that. Obviously, for us, we're seeing it as a remake, but for some kids nowadays, that's their version of Lion King. Obviously, I appreciate the first Lion King way more. Some people prefer the theatre, like Robert. Robert loves the theatre. I've actually never seen the theatre Broadway version of Lion King. I really want to at some point, but you know what I mean. So we all have different, versions of what we consider our Lion King. This one ain't it because I saw the trailer and they're changing a bit the lore boys because they're saying Mufasa and Scar ain't brothers; they're bloody adopted brothers. I don't think I like that because that kind of makes Scar into a more sympathetic character. Now, I like the idea of making characters more complex. I like complex villains, but I also just like villains who are evil. I don't think we get much of that these days. I feel like in every comic book film and every bloody like just any film, I feel like a lot of recent films, it's just like, oh look, our villain's sympathetic, feel sorry for him. No, I want some villains to just be evil. Scar is evil. He's jealous. He's jealous of his brother. He wants the throne. He'll do anything he wants to get the throne. So much so he's going to kill his brother and blame his nephew that behind his death and stuff. And it's like this whole journey. But no, in this it's like, oh well, no, Scar actually does deserve the throne because he's part of he's the family. However, Mufasa is just some random freaking orphan that they brought in, and then he takes the throne. So it kind of makes Mufasa to be a little bit of a jackass. But obviously, we've not seen the film yet. It might tell it very well. I hope it does because I do love this world of the Lion King. I love Mufasa. He's one of my favorite sort of father characters, up there with like Darth Vader, up there with freaking I don't even know, but they're probably my top two. And it's funny how they're both voiced by James Earl Jones. I don't know if James Earl Jones is coming back for this. Let me just have a little look. Um, Mufasa. What the heck? There we go. Is he back? I doubt it because he's young, right? So yeah, no, it doesn't look like he is. It doesn't he might have a little cameo or something? Um, like a little like flash forward or something like that. But as of now, it don't look like it. Yeah, it doesn't look it. We got like Donald Glover and all that. I like Donald Glover as Simba last time, so I'm not bothered by that. But yeah, so I'm not sure what to think because obviously we've had a lot of these Disney remakes. They've been, I was going to say mixed, but I feel like most of them have been negatively received because not a lot of people like Little Mermaid, not a lot of people liked Beauty and the Beast. I didn't mind Beauty and the Beast. I actually quite liked the Aladdin film. There's problems with it, like bloody what's his pass? The villain. I've already forgotten. God's sake. Um, it's going to come to me at some point. It's going to annoy me. So they're mixed. Some people love the Alice in Wonderland films. I don't. I think they're cringe. Cinderella was all right, kind of mid. Sleeping Beauty didn't see it, or Maleficent. Don't just it's just mixed. It's mixed all over the place, mixed all over the gaff. It feels like there's a negative energy around them. However, they always make money, so I can't blame them for keep doing it because obviously all they care about is money. They talk with what they see. Um, Especially in the state of cinema right now, they need money. They need funding, so they're obviously going to make the most of whatever's doing well. And based on numbers, it's doing well. Like I said, the Lion King film made over $1 billion in 2019. Of course, they're going to make another one. I'm actually so kind of surprised them to make another Jungle Book film. Saying that, another film I didn't mind, but it's like again, I think there's a bit of a mix going on because everyone's either complaining about it being too similar to the first film, or that they're changing it from the original film, just like Lion King. So actually we drink a little bit more. Mm. So people are complaining no matter what. So I think Disney need to kind of settle down on, are they going to do a retelling of the story like Beauty and the Beast? I think that was quite accurate to what was originally in the original film. Or are they going to do a tell a new version of it like they were going to do with Snow White? Or are doing with Snow White, I'm not too sure. And the trailer looked kind of accurate to the original film, but from what we've all heard, it's all very different. So who knows? But yeah, no, this is a very topical thing right now. I've got mixed feelings on it. I understand why they do it because it makes money. Um, they're mixed reviewed. Like I said, I think some critics are a little bit harsh with it, because they've just got that original thing that they're judging from. Obviously, fans like us, we see through it. We just see that as a money making ploy. There's no heart in it. There's no effort. No, I don't want to say effort because obviously it looks amazing. Like look at the freaking lines, man. It looks sick. Um, However, it is just to make money. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, we're gonna move on. I'm not too excited for Mufasa. I wasn't too fussed before the trailer, but the trailer kind of it made me sway into the negative side of it. So we're going to move on. Right, so that's kind of all the kids' films. I'm kind of putting them all in that category. I'm going to move on to a little bit of horror next. Now, saying that, I don't know if this film is a horror film because I've not seen the original Beetlejuice, that is. Um, I'm just going to double check what they actually list it as. Oh, it's PG-13. What we'll talk about? Fuck it. We're going to talk about it now anyway, just to get over with. I think the trailer looks mid. Again, I've not got any nostalgia for the original one, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Comes out very very soon next week, I think. So I'll watch it, and you'll get our thoughts when we all see it in one of the diary episodes. Anyway, moving on to actual horror. We've got Smile 2 coming out. I think that comes out in October. I want to say yes, it is October 18th apparently. Now, I actually quite like the original Smile. I think the marketing was absolutely fantastic. I don't think anyone's going to say anything different. I think the marketing is fantastic. I think the marketing right now is fantastic with the adverts and trailers and posters and all this stuff that you're seeing about it. I thought the trailer looked really good. Actually, honestly, I didn't even notice Smile until because I didn't see it first until I was in cinema and just one of the trailers popped up and it was that. I didn't notice Smile until obviously someone was smiling in it. I was like, oh, this is Smile too. Um, I thought they were really good. I hope they kind of add to the concept and not just continue the same thing because I think me I think we all had the same opinion. By we I mean by and Robert as well. That we love didn't love love's a strong word. We liked the first film, but the Act Three kind of derailed everything. We didn't like that aspect of it, but we liked the major concept of it. So hopefully they stick to that. Um, I don't know though. So we'll see. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely gonna see it. Might get the boys watch it together. It's always fun. I like the main actress in it, Naomi Scott, I think her name is. I'm just gonna double check before I look stupid. Where is she? What? Where is she? That's not the main girl in it. Oh, that's Smile 1. Oh, I'm an idiot. There we go, Smile 2. Naomi Scott, I was right. She played Jasmine, funny enough. We just talked about Aladdin earlier. We liked her in there as well. She looked good in it. I hope the film's good. Like I said, horror's been a bit of a weird one this year. Long Legs, I really liked. I didn't like parts of it, but I really liked it overall. Like I said, Alien's probably my favorite film this year, so that's a big dub for horror films. But then there's been like Night Swim and some other pish that's come out. Can't remember. It doesn't stand out to me. Um, does Trap count? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably more of a thriller. So yeah, horror's not been it's not been the best year for horror. However, Alien Romulus was dope. I would check it out. Smile. We'll see. We'll see. It's hard to tell with this because it could just fall into the first one did well. Let's just make more, or are they actually going to put some effort, make a good story, make it scary, kind of thing. So we'll see. Last horror film I've got listed down is Speak No Evil. Um, Trailer looks kind of crap, guys. I can't lie because it just kind of looks like your average sort of stupid. Not stupid. I don't call it stupid. That's doing it the service, but just like your average film, your average horror film. Nothing new about it. Whatever. James McAvoy's always looking good. He's one of my favorite actors. It's got nothing to do with him being Scottish, but he's just dope. He's just dope. So I always like him in his films, but I'm just worried that this film's kind of gonna be your average, you know, nothing horror film. Um, God, that was barely anything for horror. I guess we're going to include Nosferatu. We haven't seen anything about it. Um, I'm just kind of IMDb it right now just to see. Oh, Bill Skarsgård. All right, okay, I like that. Oh, do we have a trailer? I didn't know we had a trailer. Or is it just a very like nothing trailer? I'll still like playing the background while I'm talking about it. I've not seen the original. Um, I don't think that's uncommon for people my age. Obviously, it's a very old film. I would like to check it out. I've just not had the chance. I've never had the option. I don't think it's on any streaming services. I've not seen any DVDs of it, so I'm going to have to really search for it. It looks like. Um, the images I've seen are really creepy, so I do want to check it out. But this film, I'm literally just watching a trailer in the background just to see. I didn't even realize it was a trailer. Again, I'm just going to have a little sip. I see that Willem Dafoe's in it. That's always a plus. Love that. I've seen that using Poor Things this year. I didn't like Poor Things. Oh wow, freaking there's a lot of people in this film. All right, okay, Nicholas Hoult, I like him. Aaron Taylor Johnson, freaking what? 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 That's damn. Okay, okay, all right, I'm listening. I'm listening. Well, I'll keep an eye out for that. That comes at Christmas apparently. Interesting film to come out in Christmas. Feels like more of a Halloween film, but you know, we'll take it. Um, yeah, I'm just looking at the trailer. It actually looks pretty decent. I like the visuals and the setting of the sort of time that they're going with, time setting that they're going with. Yeah, bugger it. That's probably my most look forward to horror film this year. Going forward. I'm interested in that. Lovely. All right, we're going to move on to the blockbusters. Now, by blockbusters, I just mean kind of everything else because I don't know what else what to kind of categorize them in. We're going to start with Gladiator 2, Ridley Scott. Obviously, Ridley Scott was a part of. I don't. He didn't direct it, but he produced. He was part of the producer. Obviously, don't know how much control he actually had over it, but he was part of Romulus. He did Napoleon last year. We had very mixed feelings on Napoleon. Robert seemed to like it. I thought it was kind of mid. Ryan hated it. So that's a bit of a mixed bag there already. I've got a mixed bag with Ridley Scott in general because I'm not the biggest fan of Blade Runner. That might be a massive hot take. But I studied it in school when I was younger, and maybe it's suppose I watched it back to back, and I just freaking developed a hatred for that film. I also hate the idea of there being multiple endings because I just freaking agree on an ending and make that your canon ending. I don't like the idea of multiple endings. Um, Screw that. Back to my point, Gladiator. It's been so long since I've seen the first one, so I can't even say that I'm like excited in the sense of a sequel for it. I don't know how the sequel is going to work. I don't know if it's going to be related to any of the characters, anything like that. But from the trailer, looks freaking sick. I can't lie. I think the visuals look really good. However, Napoleon had the same sort of thing in the sense of great actors. We had like Vanessa Kirby and Joaquin Phoenix, banging actors. Didn't save the film though. In this, we've got Pedro Pascal, we've got bloody Denzel Washington, we've got Joseph Quinn, we've got so many big actors. So it's like, is that just to cover up, or are they actually going to play a big part of the film and be really good in it? Like I said, the trailer does look sick. I think the action looks sick, like the combat visuals look sick, the setting looks sick. Um, I'm excited for the film. I hope it does really well, man, because it's like I don't. I know people have a lot of are fond of the first one. I don't want this one to kind of ruin that because it doesn't. It didn't feel like a film that needed a sequel from based on my memory. It just felt like its own film, Oscar-winning film, I believe, as well, which is kind of rare, But it's like I said, and people laugh at me when I say this, but like Godfather 2 is a sequel, you know what I mean? And people consider that one of the best films ever made. So it's like same with like Empire Strikes Back or Return of the King. Like they're all regarded as like 10 out of 10 films. So it's not impossible for this to do the same, And that goes for the next one I'm going to talk about is Joker 2. Um, I can't even pronounce the actual title of it, but I'm just going to call it Joker 2. Um, like I said, last when it came out 2018, 19, something like that, probably 19. Um, freaking everyone loved it. It completely changed the game for Joker and Batman property. Bring it into this real world. Took a different take on Joker and made him a more, I guess, sympathetic character. But it's like he's a bit of a mixed bag. But sip a little water again. Pardon me. I know we just talked about Mufasa and how I don't like the idea of changing all the villains to make them unsympathetic, but I don't think Joker's necessarily sympathetic. He's his own character in his own messed up mind in his own messed up world. So I don't view that as I feel sympathy for him because he still does bad things on his own accord, you know. Um, so yeah, but like I said, who knows? Like if some people are taking the piss out of Joker 2, saying, "Oh, it's just money scheme," obviously it could be because the first one made a lot of money. But like I said, Godfather 2 is a thing. Um, Maybe it's going to do the same sort of thing where it's just a freaking fantastic film. We've got Lady Gaga in it. Some people's got mixed opinions of Lady Gaga. For me, I think she's fantastic. I've loved her in everything she's done since Star is Born, pretty much. Freaking love Star is Born. I believe I put that as number five as my all-time favorite films. Obviously, that kind of changes about. I do love the film, um, but I put it there for my own reasons at the time. It would probably change. It's definitely like top 10 material for me, which is still like really impressive because I freaking love that film. But she's really good in it. I liked her in House of Gucci. I know some people didn't like House of Gucci. I liked her in House of Gucci. Um, so I am looking forward to her as Harley Quinn. I think it's a good role for her. It seems like more of a fantastical sort of theatre-esque film for her, so she can show off her sort of stage, um, what do you call it, presence. And Joaquin Phoenix he's always fantastic. Obviously, we just talked about Napoleon a little bit. I still liked him in the. I thought he still was good in the Napoleon. He wasn't necessarily bad in it. I just don't like the vibe they were going with for the film. So I still have hope. I still have hope for Joker 2. Obviously, he killed it last time, literally won an Oscar for it, and I agree with that Oscar win as well. So most of the time, I'm kind of different with how who the Oscars award their awards to, but that one I was on the same page with. Um, so I'm excited. I don't know about the musical stuff. We're gonna have to wait and see because they've not really shown much in the trailer on how that's gonna come across. They're advertising it as musical. I don't know. I think it's gonna be in his head. I think it's gonna be a messed up little world that he's created for himself and Harley Quinn. Um, Harley Quinn's one of my favorite all-time Batman characters. Joker is my favorite all-time Batman character. So having both of them in the film together and hopefully establishing their relationship. Because we've not really had that in the films. You know, we had it in Suicide Squad, but that's like so bad. So no one, no one wants to remember that. So let's try and show it off in a good way because in the Arkham games and the Batman TV show, they do it really well. So I really want them to do that for the films as well. So I'm really excited for Joker 2. Will it make how much did Joker 1 make? I'm looking up a lot of the box office, but you know it's one of my little favorite things to do. Let me just double check. Joker 1 made over a billion, so I don't know, man. Is it gonna do the same? I doubt it. I doubt it. Just the films this year haven't been doing it. Even last year, um, Indiana Jones they even make break even. I don't think so. It's gonna be tough. But if it's a good film, hopefully that can project it to those heights again. Obviously, I want films to do well. I love cinema. I love film. I want them to make money. So let's cross our fingers that it does well. Obviously, if it's a good film, it's a bad film. I don't want it to make money. I want it to be rewarded for being a good film. Um, Next, I got Wicked. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's the trailer looks fine. It looks okay. I don't love it. Ariana Grande's an interesting choice. I like her as a performer, as a singer. Um, I've not seen her much as in acting, like except from like her Nickelodeon stuff that I used to watch when I was younger, which was so long ago, and that doesn't really count because that's not really dramatic acting. So it's gonna be interesting. I think she looks fine. The witch looks fine. I'm not too. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not aware on who plays the witch, but just to out of respect, let's look check her up. Cynthia. Cynthia. What's her second name? Come on. Cynthia Evero. What's she been in? What's she been in? Doesn't look like much. Doesn't look like much. So yeah, I've not seen her in anything before, so don't know what to judge her. I can't judge her. Um, it's gonna be interesting. Again, it's one of those things. I've not seen Wicked, the Broadway show. However, what I do know about it is that they kind of make the witch as a sympathetic character. I just talked about it about Mufasa with Scar and Joker. I'm not like into this whole like, oh, let's make the villains sympathetic. Like, mate, Wizard of Oz is one of the most classic films we literally talked about last week. The witch, you're not meant to like. You're meant to hate her. You don't want to have mixed feelings on like, oh, is Dorothy in the right? Like, no, man, the witch is the bad guy. You know, no one's questioning if Emperor Palpatine's the good guy. You know what I mean? Like, we're just rooting for Luke. I don't like again. There's a time and place for it. For example, Joker. I think that was a good example of okay, let's make this villain sympathetic. But um, I don't know. Like I said, not seen the Broadway show. I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't know what happens in it. So this could be a first sort of time experiencing this story. Um, I've heard that it's a part one and two. I'm not sure about that because I don't know if it'll have the legs to do that. If the first one doesn't make much money or have much attraction, is the second one's just gonna die in a pit, you know? Whereas Dune, a lot of people love that first film. I wasn't one of those people, but however, I love the second one. But that made sense to do a part one and two because obviously people were invested and it made a lot of money. So, and again, that's the main thing, making a lot of money. So it deserved a part two, and it'll get a part three as well, I'm sure. Whereas Wicked, I'm not sure, man. Obviously, everyone knows Wizards of Oz. We all love Wizard of Oz. I don't know a single person that doesn't like Wizard of Oz, or at least respect it for what it is. Um, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna do particularly well. What does it come out November? Is anything coming out in November? Let's have a look. Um, oh, Gladiator 2. So I don't know. I think Moana. I've totally forgot about Moana too. I've completely missed that. We'll get to Moana. How did I forget Moana, man? It's probably one of the better like freaking animated films we're getting this year. Anyway, back to Wicked. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be kind of mid. I'm obviously gonna watch it, but I don't think it's got the potential to be that. I'm hoping for it though, because like we don't really get many fantasy settings like that in the sense of like fantastical. I was talking about that with some colleagues this past week. We don't really get fantasy films, new fantasy films, so I'm all down to explore a little bit of the world of Oz. What's next? Right, I've got a couple of the superhero-esque films. Oh, they're both bad, or they're both going to be bad. I'd put my freaking house on it. I don't have a house, but if I did, I'd put it down. Because what Venom 3 and Kraven coming out this year, they're coming out pretty close together as well. Well, we all know about Madam Web. That was complete ass. It's probably the worst film this year, just in every sense. Bad writing, bad acting, bad story, bad everything. Visuals are terrible. Um, just literally a shit show of a film, and I kind of expect that for these two films. I feel bad because I really like the first Venom film as a guilty pleasure. I don't think it's actually a good film. I just enjoy it an entertainment standpoint, just like a Transformers, for example, like the first Transformers. I don't think it's a good film. I just really enjoy it. I have that same vibe with Venom. However, Venom 2 wasn't that. I didn't like Venom 2. I think it was actually a bad film. We've had Morbius in between there, which is terrible. We've had Madam Web that was terrible. Sony does not have the sauce for making these live action superhero films. Um, However, they're making great animated superhero films like freaking Spider-Man and the two Spider-Man films. So it's like they're using their sauce somewhere, but they're not using it for the live action. So Venom 3, seen the trailer, it just looks like what you'd expect, just stupid Venom, freaking carnage. If you Yeah, that meant that on purpose. We've got the stupid Venom horse. I don't I don't think it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be good. So I like Tom Hardy, but it just looks like he's phoning it in now. I like him in it. He is one of my favorite actors of all time, but it doesn't look like he's in it anymore. I don't think he's ever been into it, but hopefully this is the last film. Hopefully we can just put this freaking franchise to rest and move on. Maybe establish Venom in the MCU. Maybe that'd be nice. Kind of get a fresh start. Um, because for me, I played the Spider-Man game on PlayStation, and they did Venom so much better in that. So I'm really hoping that they can maybe restart the Venom character in the movies because he is a good character. There's interesting storylines you can do with him, and they're just not getting that in these films. So even Carnage, man, like Carnage is one of the most anticipated villains of all time, and they absolutely bottled it. So and I don't even know what the villain is in this one. I honestly don't care either. It just looks like stupid aliens that's coming to Earth, and Venom has to kill them. So it's like whatever. I'm not into it. Kraven, Jesus Christ, it's the same thing. The trailer looks terrible. Like it's one of those trailers where you watch it and you're just like, I just know it's going to be bad. So why bother watching it? You know what I mean? Especially when we're all suffering from like movie ticket prices and stuff like that. Why are you going to pay £15 or whatever it is in dollars to see a shit film? You know what I mean? Like, it's not even entertaining film either. It's just we ass. So again, I'll see it because I get free tickets because I work there, so that's fine. However, I wouldn't recommend anyone else doing that because it's just a waste of both time and money. I remember seeing Madam Web and I just came out thinking, Jesus Christ, I just wasted the whole evening. I could do something else, saw a better film. Um, I don't think they're going to make money. I don't think they're going to be well received. Hopefully, Sony just puts this to rest. I can't remember if they're got other movies up in the line. I don't know. I also don't care because it's terrible. So we're going to move on. I'm going to move on back to Moana, however, because I can't believe I forgot. I was even looking through all the lists and stuff, and I just it must have just passed me. I think Moana 2 is going to be pretty good. I like the first Moana. I'm not one of those like die-hard fans, but I like it more than Frozen. I think Frozen is way overrated, one and two. Whereas Moana, I think it's actually a really good film. I think it's a really good modern Disney film in the sense of how they use their leading characters and their villains and the way they tell their stories. The visuals are beautiful as well. So it's like kind of like the perfect blend you're going to get in modern Disney, um, unlike some other stuff, like Wish, which was terrible. Um, or Turning Red, or whatever. A lot of recent Pixar films. Pixar's a whole different issue. I don't even want to get into. That'll save it for another thing. But Moana, I hope it's good. We got The Rock coming back. The only weird thing is that they're doing a live action film next year, I believe, and I think that's just a little bit too early, or too soon, whatever you want to say. Um, I don't like the idea of these two films being back to back. I think you should try and separate them. Wait a while. I know you want to take advantage of The Rock being active and stuff. Maybe that's why they want to get him in live action. I understand, but just for the sake of the movie, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna do well. It's kind of like Transformers movie. We just had live action last year. Why are we getting an animated one now? It's just a bit of, but it's weird timing. Um, I hope it does well. I hope the musical beats are good because in the last one they were good. You're Welcome is one of the most freaking well-known songs in Disney history now. So maybe we'll get that again. Who knows? In the sense of The Rock, I'm one of those people that like The Rock, but I also come from a wrestling background, so I enjoy him from that era, and that just naturally transfers onto the movie Rock that we get from like Jumanji and freaking Fast and Furious and all that. I just like him. However, a lot of his films haven't been good recently, such as like Black Adam. I like Black Adam a little bit, but it's not as good as it could have been. Or a lot of his other recent films, they are just kind of just there to be a blockbuster for the sake of it. I don't like that. I don't want The Rock to be that type of actor. Um, I want him to be essentially the Arnie of modern times, where like he's still really enjoyable and likable. The films aren't necessarily good, but you like them because The Rock's in it, or because Arnie's in it, or Stallone, like that type of actor. Because we don't really have those type of actors anymore, and I think we're kind of missing that sort of like blockbuster actor. I think the only one we kind of have these days is maybe like a Tom Cruise, and even then, like he's from the last generation. We don't really have anyone like that for us. Like, what is that like Timothy Chalamet for us now? But he's more of like an actor. I'm talking about like blockbuster action actor. We don't really have that. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, hope Moana does well. Um, that comes to the end of my list. I'm just gonna kind of recap and say I think my most anticipated film. And by most anticipated, I think the best film is going to be Joker. I would say mainly because I do love the first one so much, one of my favorite films ever. And have faith in the director and Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga to make a good film. Um, I just don't want them to ruin what they had in the first one, so hopefully they can carry it on just as well. Yeah, very excited for that. Sonic 3, after that trailer, I am hyped. Obviously, it's not going to be the best film of all time, but just from an entertainment standpoint, I'm excited because I'm a Sonic fan. Uh, I've got mixed opinions on the games, but like I grew up with Sonic, so I'm obviously like invested in that sense. Um, Gladiator 2 up there as well. They're probably my top three for the upcoming films this year. Um, get messages. So yeah, at least at the bottom, it's probably Kraven and Venom, probably Transformers one as well. They're bottom of the barrel. I don't give a rat's ass about those. So we'll see. And yeah, I just want to kind of take a little moment to reflect on how films have been this year because we've all kind of noticed that a lot of the films we've talked about are sequels or continuations from previous franchises. Again, Sonic is a sequel. Transformers is part of another franchise. Wild Robot, that's new. I like that. I like a little new film. That's good. Mufasa, a prequel and a remake. Oh, pretty much. We've got Beetlejuice sequel, Smile 2 sequel, Speak No Evil. I'm pretty sure that's a remake. Gladiator 2 sequel, Joker 2 sequel, Wicked. part of a franchise. Venom, sequel. Kraven, part of a franchise. So it's like even Moana 2, and that's just the second part of the year. This past year we've had Deadpool and freaking Inside Out. You know what I mean? So even like the big films have been sequels, and I've not got an issue with that. It's just that that's all we've had is that. So it's getting a little bit stale. Like even Alien Romulus probably has been my favorite film this year, and that's still a sequel slash prequel slash part of the franchise. It's a little bit of all, So it's tough. Understand. Like I said, we need to understand the point of view of the business, right? Films are failing. Um, that's partly because films haven't been as good, but it's also partly because of the streaming services that we've got. So films have to use their franchises to make films these days because you don't see some random like what the Critic coming out later this year. I think that's going to be good. I think it's going to be one of like their Oscar sort of bait films. However, I don't think it's going to make money, So it's like that's not going to keep Hollywood alive. Films like Marvel and Star Wars and stuff, that's what's going to keep films alive. But they need to be good films. And based on this year, that's not been a good sign. And I'm kind of worried for next year as well because it's all the same. So maybe even Nosferatu as well as a bloody remake, which I think is a deserved remake because that's such an old film where we kind of deserve to see like a retelling. I think you can get away with that. Um, yeah. So that's kind of my take. Like I said, my favorite film this year so far has been Romulus. I think I need to sit down and think because there's been other ones. Obviously, I saw Iron Claw this year. That's technically a last year film, so I don't want to count that. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I'm sure we're gonna have a episode with Ryan and Robert as well, where we talk about our favorite films of the year and our issues with the year. I forgot about like Ghostbusters and Kung Fu Panda as well, man. Like those are other like franchisey films. So it's like, geez, man, like it's just all the these Despicable Me as well. That came out too. We need new films, guys, because even the ones that they're remaking and making sequels of aren't even making money, except Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me. So hopefully we can fix this up. Like I said, I'm okay with Sonic 3 because the last two films were really good. I'm okay with making sequels to good films. It's just when you see two after all the number two after all these titles, it kind of gets a bit dry. It's a little bit stale after that. So yeah, so I think we're gonna wrap up there. It's a little bit shorter diary episode, but we didn't have our other two hosts today. Me by myself, first time doing this. Hopefully I've done all right. Hope you guys have. I mean, if you're still here, that'd be great. Obviously, like the video, subscribe, ring that bell. I don't even know what the bell bloody does, but everyone says it, so do it. Um, I love to read the comments, especially from Burry Burrows. If he's listening, I doubt it because he only listens for like the first 3 minutes. But keep up the good comments, man. You always make me laugh. And yeah, we're just gonna end it there, I think. So yeah, like I said, yeah, next week we should have Beetlejuice. I think let me just have a little look on what our main topic's going to be next week. I want to say it's Shawshank Redemption, but it might not be. It is. Oh, Karate Kid. I've not seen the original Karate Kid, so that's going to be an interesting watch for myself. So yeah, Karate Kid's going to headline. We're going to have Beetlejuice. We're going to talk about Romulus. That might be its own video. Depends on how long we want to talk about that film, because there's a lot to talk about. There's been some films I've seen in the past week. That'll be part of the diary. I'll save that for the diary though. So yeah, there's lots of stuff to look forward to. And yeah, and you can catch our reviews weekly on the channel. So yeah, I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Ciao.